Hey guys, it's Jay from FabFitOver40. What's going on? So I want to do another video in my 30 videos in 30 days series. First off, just wanted to say thanks to all the guys that are continuing and ladies that are continuing to send us emails and questions regarding a wide variety of topics. It's been really awesome. Appreciate the feedback. Definitely look forward and excited to answering the emails. Monica and I have been really busy lately, so I haven't been able to get to this as quickly as I'd like to, but I got a really awesome blog or video I want to do today, and it actually comes from Alexander Juan Antonio Cortez, who's an amazing online coach and trainer. He writes for Elite and Mountain Dog, John Meadows' company, and a bunch of other places, and he's an awesome bro. I've met him numerous times now, gone to Vegas with him. Just a great guy. But anyway, he sent me a question that one of his clients, I think, or a friend or somebody, referred to him, that because he knew of my expertise in TRT, he wanted me to answer. So anyway, I'm going to answer that question. So the title of this video is what to do if you're under 30 or right around 30 and you're suffering from low testosterone. So let me just give you guys a little preface of the question. It says, hey Alex, good morning. I bugged you in the past with questions about nootropics and such, and you've always been a great help. I was hoping you wouldn't mind helping me understand all things testosterone, TRT. Well, not all things, I'll explain. I've recently turned 30, and I've competed in a few natural bodybuilding competitions since first stepping on stage at 26. The most recent one ended last August, but was the result of a 24-week prep. It took 6 full months for me to start feeling close to myself again, even after putting a greater focus on increasing fats and protein. I want to make this clear. I've not used T or any anabolic steroid before. I spoke to my primary care doc about getting my T levels checked because my libido was crashed, my energy, I had no energy, and I was suffering from brain fog, and that's exactly why I'm looking into nootropics. And of course, he scoffed at me and said, why the hell would you need that? You're 29, you're fine, right? So he goes on to say, I was thinking about doing a panel and a workup, but his questions are, am I too young to consider, is TRT now a lifetime commitment that's going to drain my pockets? I really appreciate your insight, thank you. So anyway, so here's the answer to his question, okay? So first off, his questions are very well-founded. This is a very common occurrence for guys in their 20s, and even some guys in their early 30s who deal with doctors that are very reluctant to script them tests, to even measure their blood panels before they even start talking tests. And as any good physician, any good TRT progressive or TRT administering progressive physician knows, when a guy's in his 20s or in his 30s, the first method or course of action is to consider, prescribing a medication that can increase their body's endogenous production, like clomiphene, aka Clomid, beta HCG, and then there's other stuff too. Those two being the most popular. So let me just answer this question. So let me tackle the first issue. So his situation where his testosterone is crashed because of his competitive days is very commonplace. Okay, guys who crash diet, who do massive amounts of cardio, who lose super low amount or super high amount of body fat and get to really super low body fat levels can definitely disrupt their endocrine function, and they can have issues. So what he's experiencing is very commonplace. However, he's also experiencing what's very commonplace, which is he's dealing with a doctor who's very reluctant to even, evaluate his situation for a testosterone deficiency. So my answer to him is, testosterone replacement therapy, as I've said before, as will be written about in the book that some of you guys have been lucky enough to read already. Most people in the mainstream haven't seen it yet. A good buddy, Mike at Danger and Play, is working on it. It's going to be out soon. So testosterone deficiency, when the solution is to script testosterone replacement therapy, is definitely a lifelong pursuit. Okay, so to answer to his question, the question is like, am I going to be able to afford this? Is this something I'm going to have to do for life? Well, again, if you have a progressive physician who scripts you, a endogenous testosterone production increasing medication like clomiphene or beta HCG, then you're okay. And one other thing, and again, I've spoken about this in other videos, and this is heavily written and discussed in the book. When you are of a childbearing age and you're still considering having kids, as that young guy definitely would be, I would assume, it's irresponsible on a physician's part to start scripting you testosterone before scripting you medications that may elevate your natural production, so that again your sperm remains motile, and you can still father children or, you know, have kids. So that aside and all that said, if he does start on testosterone, he decides he doesn't want to have kids, and he does find a progressive physician who measures his blood panels and does everything right above board, it finds out that he does have a reduced testosterone level. All his panels indicate that he's, you know, say suboptimal, maybe below 300, maybe even lower than that, guys in the 150s, 200, whatever. Then yes, you're going to have to be on TRT for a long time, man. Testosterone replacement therapy is not cycled. Okay, you're not using anabolic steroids. You're using testosterone in the context of health and longevity. That's the only way that it should be used. And when you're using it in that kind of a dosage, in a clinical dosage administered by, again, a progressive physician, it's something that has to be used for life. Okay, there's no getting around that. Okay, there's not, you're going to come off for periods of 3 or 4 months and let your natural endocrine system function, you know, be restored. That's a bunch of nonsense. People that believe that shit are listening to drug dealers who want to sell them steroids and want to sell them, you know, this quote unquote PCT nonsense, you know, post-cycle therapy medications. That's a bunch of bullshit. That's for steroid users, guys abusing synthetics and other drugs, who want to take that stuff in their minds because they think they're going to restore their endocrine function by coming off of all the gear, quote unquote, that they're on. That's also to be debated whether it works or not. You know, I'm not getting into that conversation here today. But if you're going to use testosterone and you're going to use it, you know, again, within the context of health and longevity, clinical dose fashion with a progressive TRT administering physician who's monitoring your panels and, you know, on a regular, hopefully 2 to 3 times a year basis, then yes, you're going to be using it for life. So yes, you have to factor in that it's an expense. It's going to cost you based on whether you're using a concierge physician like my good buddy Dr. Brett Osborne, or you're even using the great doctors at Defy Medical, Dr. Justin Saya, Dr. John Crisler. And any good physician, you know, there's Rand McClain out here in Southern California. There's so many good, you know, Eugene Shippen, you know, Dr. Ronald Lipschitz in Houston, my good buddy Nelson's good friend doctor. There's so many great doctors, okay? There's obviously Abraham Morgenthaler. There's tons, Florence Comite. There's tons of TRT administering physicians in North America that do a great job. Props to them. So, but if you're going to use one of those guys, you're going to get scripted. Yes, you got to account for the expense, okay? But just to end this, you know, conversation with a little bit, not a rant, but just kind of like a soundboard, soapbox type thing. It's unfortunate that most guys in their 20s today, and this is again discussed heavily in the book, are really unable to be diagnosed, you know, or evaluated in what I would say, and this is just my opinion, I'm not a doctor obviously, but they're not getting evaluated in ways they should be because, you know, the medical profession doesn't look at guys in their 20s as having low testosterone. They don't even consider it a possibility, okay? My book, there are other books out there, there's more and more studies coming out by the day, prove that because of environmental forces, plasticizers, BPA, phthalates, all these things that are causing, you know, endocrine system disruption globally to men, it's starting at a much younger age, man. Guys in their late teens and their early 20s have low testosterone, okay? There's no debate about that. Again, my book has multiple studies. It links to this. It shows what's happening. It talks about sperm production being reduced. So the only thing I can say to you young guys that are watching this video, you know, and you're watching this video and you're saying, well, fuck, man, what am I going to do? You know, I got this horrible problem of low testosterone. Doctor's not going to prescribe testosterone for me. What do I do? You know, well, again, seek out a quality physician. Go to my TRT resources page. Make sure you read and watch all the podcasts that I have linked with Mike on Danger and Play. We talk about this at length. There are doctors. There are solutions for you. You're just going to have to search a little bit harder and work a little bit harder. Again, most doctors are not going to script you testosterone when you're in your 20s, okay? But a good progressive doctor will evaluate your blood and will script you a testosterone increasing medication, which he's doing or she's doing to make sure that you can remain virile and still father children, okay? It's going to keep your sperm motile with, again, beta-HCG, clomiphene, and there's other medications out there. So that's pretty much my answer. Look around, you know, don't give up hope. If you're a young guy and you're getting screwed, you know, find another doctor, as Mike and I always say. There's plenty of great ones out there. Dr. Brett Osborne, the great doctors of Defy Medical, and some of the other great guys out there. There's other doctors that I'm starting to work with or considering working with, so you'll be hearing much more about them in the future. So anyway, thanks for checking out the show, guys.